Wrestling fans, I'm standing here with the CPW heavyweight champion, Jake the Machine Davis. Now, we're here at Falling Waters for CPW Showdown, and tonight, Leslie Leatherman has requested a rematch. You invoked his rematch clause, but for some reason, I don't know if he was responsible or CPW officers were responsible. This is no ordinary match, this is a Lumberjack match.
Yeah, a Lumberjack match. It's going to be surrounded by CPW's finest. Now, in Romney, West Virginia last month, Leslie Leatherman and I went out and had a war for the ages. Quite frankly, I didn't know until I got to the locker room sometimes afterwards, till some of the boys got me back to my senses, that I even became the CPW champion. The man pile drove me on a steel chair. Buddha, you were in the ring, you saw it. He DDT'd me, compressing 3 of my spine in that ring. He tried to put me out. The EMT wanted to stop it. Somehow I managed to come through. I didn't even know how I won the CPW title until I saw the footage some days later. Now, Buddha, let me ask you a question. If he's willing to do that to me to keep this belt, what do you think he's willing to do to me to get it back?
And that's something I don't know.
It's hard to say. I've known Leslie Leatherman for 10 years in this business. I've known him for 17 outside of this business. Quite frankly, Leslie Leatherman is the best big man in professional wrestling today, in my opinion, and I've been in the ring with a lot of them. I know he's bringing everything he's got to the table, and I know that he wants his belt more than anything else in this world. But you better be rest assured, Leslie, since the moment I won it, I've looked myself in the mirror every day, and I've asked myself, can I do it again? Can I walk out victorious over Leslie Leatherman with this belt on the line? And every day I tell myself I can. So here tonight, we're going to find out. Bring it.
Here we are, fans, Falling Waters, CPW Showdown, and this is the match. We're going to have it tonight that, frankly, the fans and CPW superstars alike have been waiting for ever since you wanted an immediate rematch against Jake Davis for his title. Now, I just talked to Jake just minutes ago, and he alluded to the fact that you did just about everything you said you were going to do in Romney, and he still came out victorious. And if you would do that in Romney, what were you going to do in Falling Waters in a Lumberjack match?
Well, sure, everybody wants to see this rematch. And I'm glad that you and Jake had a chance to talk prior to this. Because if I remember correctly, the last time it was you, Buddha, you were the one that called the EMT over. You were the one that stopped the action. You know, you don't stop the action while I'm giving a man a beating of a lifetime. I have all the respect in the world for Jake Davis, let's be honest. You know, he's been my tag team partner forever, but he wasn't the CPW champion. He hadn't dominated CPW for the last year, I had. And in one fell quick swoop, boom, you take it from me. You take from me the one thing that I cherish most in this world. Now, you want to know what I'm going to do tonight? I'm going to do what I do best. I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to show Jake Davis exactly why for the last 10 years he stood on these coattails and he was led to glory. I'm going to show Jake Davis why Leslie Leatherman is the most dominant champion CPW has ever seen. I'm going to show Jake Davis, and I'm going to show everybody in the locker room, and I'm glad it's a Lumberjack match. And I'm glad that the ring is going to be enclosed by all the CPW wrestlers, because after I take that belt back tonight, I dare any one of them to step into the ring, because their fate's going to be exactly like Jake Davis's. And if you don't call it straight tonight, you get out of line again tonight, so help me God, Buddha, they are going to cart you out of here. So Jake Davis, listen real close. Tonight, what I'm going to do to you, I'm going to stop backing up. Tonight, what I'm going to do to you is I'm going to take what's mine.
CPW Showdown comes to you from Falling Waters, West Virginia and Riverman Park. I'm Chris Bradley alongside
the great Alex Young. And why we keep coming back here to this trailer park, I never understand. I mean, the fact that they have to keep a gate there to keep people out of here or keep them in, no, that just says everything right there.
Well, making his way to the ring, there is Showtime Mike Ratick. Mike Ratick filling in for a wrestler who is down due to injury and gets really a tremendous opportunity as he prepares to take on one of the legends of Championship Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, he's going up against one of the oldest older people here in CPW. I think probably the oldest, making his return, Johnny Graham.
Well, I think Jimmy Valiant, who wrestled here, is older than Johnny Graham, and
not by much.
And Nikolai Volkov, who was here earlier. older than Johnny Graham, but
I think about 6 months or so.
yes. Spike Callahan, well, he's not older than Johnny Graham. He's just fatter. He's handling the ring announcing.
Hailing from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and weighing in at 220 pounds, is the longest reigning champion in CPW history, the Indy legend, Johnny Graham.
And here he comes, making his way to the ring right now, Alex.
Yeah, and let me just say that while Johnny Graham does indeed smell, he does not smell like Teen Spirit.
Now, that's just not a nice thing to say. This is Johnny Graham's first CPW appearance in 2007, and tremendous wrestler. He's been in the business for, I want to say, 21 years now. Just former two-time CPW heavyweight champion. I mean, you can't find much more experienced wrestlers than Johnny Graham.
Well, experience, yes. I mean, he's got other things going for him, I guess, like age spots.
And a former two-time CPW tag team champion. Just by the way, I thought I'd throw that out there.
We all know that was his partner that carried him.
Well, and also his son, Jay Graham, he made his CPW debut earlier this afternoon. Looked pretty sharp.
Yes, I mean, that's one. A father should not be wrestling at the same time as their kid. There's just something wrong with that.
Well, that's happened before in professional wrestling. I can think of several occasions, in fact.
Yes, we all know Ric Flair and David Flair, but I think we all agree that David Flair should not have been in the ring.
Dusty and Dustin Rhodes, Cowboy Bob Orton and Bob Orton Sr.
Again, another one that sure enough happened.
Stu Hart and Bret Hart. Vern Gagne and Greg Gagne. We can do this all afternoon. But right now, let's enjoy Johnny Graham in action. And, this Johnny Graham calling for the microphone. At least I think that's what he's doing now. He's calling
Mike Ratick over.
Well, what's Mike Ratick doing outside the ring? Look at this tremendous crowd in Riverbend Park. Almost 500 people gathered here to watch CPW Showdown being taped.
Yeah, who knows how many golf carts are in? I think it's probably at least 100 golf carts. This is just a very bizarre place, really.
This has been a huge tailgate party here this afternoon. And these people don't like Mike Ratick for some reason. Maybe because maybe comments like that.
Mike Ratick is a very misunderstood individual. He is a kind person. He's a decent person. Yeah, everyone just automatically boos him because some other person tells him to.
If you start explaining how Paris Hilton's a misunderstood person, I might have to pack up and leave. Mark Brown is your referee. Johnny Graham is resting on the turnbuckle. He's a very patient man.
Very cocky man, in my opinion.
In tremendous shape, not only for a man his age, but for a man any age, pretty much.
Okay, and now he's calling for the microphone.
Okay, there he goes.
All right, let me see how good you guys are. Let's irritate him real good. Johnny Graham. Johnny Graham. Johnny Graham.
Well, it's like Johnny Graham never left.
Well, it just shows that these people are like sheep. You give them a simple instruction and they follow.
Well, Mike Ratick not interested in yelling for Johnny Graham. Johnny Graham wants a handshake. That'll be a nice show of respect. And Mike Ratick's not going to do it. Boy, after what we saw, by the way, Alex, I'm expecting a tremendous match next between Jake Davis and Leslie Leatherman. They are both focused on what's to come. But first, Johnny Graham, Fireman's Carry takeover, beautifully done.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are going to have kind of a clash of styles here. Johnny Graham, Johnny Graham being the old person, and of course, he's an old school wrestler.
Do you need some water, Alex? It's a little warm out here, I noticed.
Yeah, it's what, like 85 degrees or so, like 90% humidity, I think.
Well, we've been through worse. Johnny Graham working over the arm. Oh, and he manages to take Ratick over. Tremendous wrestling move here. He's going to wear down the arm, and if you work over a body part, especially if you're getting your arm worked over in this temperature, this could be a long day for Mike Ratick unless he gets out of this.
Yeah, but right now it kind of seems like Johnny Graham's a little more interested in posing for the audience than he actually is with wrestling.
Well, he is. I mean, he is trying to extend that arm out, but he let Ratick up. I'm not sure that was a great idea. He could have made Ratick fight for another minute or so to make the ropes. Anyway, tie up and Graham to the headlock. Again, a nice humid day like this, taking out the other man's oxygen. A good move. Ratick with the reversal. And Mike Ratick getting pushed off. Shoulder tackle takes Graham down. Oh, and an arm drag takeover. And another one. Third time's the charm. Graham winds Ratick up. Big body slam. Ratick's got a size and height advantage. He's got a speed advantage, but he cannot get on track today. I think Mike Ratick has all the potential in the world. It's his attitude that is puzzling.
I think his attitude is just fine. I mean, he's going to have a problem. Once he's going up against a guy that he's never seen wrestle before. And plus, he's going in last minute for one of our other wrestlers. So, yeah, I mean, of course he's going to be at a slight disadvantage.
Well, I mean, this is a tremendous opportunity for Ratick. He showed up not having any idea what he was going to do here this afternoon in Falling Waters. And
You want to see a test of strength?
Johnny Graham's calling for a test of strength. This ought to be interesting. Johnny Graham, has tremendous wrestling technique. He's probably one of the greatest technicians in CPW history. Now, Mark Brown, there should not be a test of strength with Mark Brown.
What was he? He's intimidating the referee. I mean, we already hire the weakest referees out there in the world here at CPW, and Johnny Graham wants to go to test of strength against him.
Well, I agree that Mike Ratick has a better chance at this than Mark Brown would. However, Graham getting the advantage, using his head as a weapon, trying to break down Ratick's shoulder, and gets Ratick tied up in the ropes. Brings him out with a monkey flip. Now, Mike Ratick wasn't expecting that. Well, I don't know what it's going to take here for Mike Ratick, but he just appears completely flummoxed.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny Graham, I would give him that he has a very unique style. There's really no one else here in CPW that wrestles like him. So, unfortunately, without being able to do any type of scouting on this guy, you are at a huge disadvantage.
I don't see how you could be in the wrestling business in this area and not know about Johnny Graham. And Ratick trying to pull, what's left of Johnny Graham's hair, and rolls him over into a cradle. There's a 2 count. Johnny doesn't have much hair, but I think he got some of it. Oh, and he goes to the eyes. Ratick to the eyes.
Yeah, what little hair he does have is gray.
Well, that'll happen to you after you turn 40.
Or 50 or 60. I think in Johnny's case, 70.
Johnny Graham is not 70. Jeez.
80?
No. We have the 5-minute call from our commissioner / ring announcer, the great Spike Callahan, as Johnny Graham makes his way to the ropes. And Ratick choking away.
Oh, he's got to do something to turn the tide. That's probably a good way Zane to do it.
There's a choke over the middle rope. Ratick cranking back. Mark Brown enforcing the 5 count. Ratick starts off running knee to the back. I thought he was going to do a boss man type splash across the upper back. But that was an effective move there. Snapmare takeover. And now Ratick has the advantage, goes for the cover, almost gets a 2 count.
Yeah, that was probably a mistake there. No, that wasn't nearly enough to take out an old-timer like Johnny Graham. You probably need to do just a couple more things to him.
Well, if somebody was scouting Johnny Graham, they'd have to warn him about that finishing move, the Graham Cracker. Oh, and a backdrop. Johnny Graham trying to, I believe he was going for a sunset flip, but Ratick powered him over. And Graham has to hold on to the bottom rope. He needs to get to his feet here. That hurt a lot.
Yeah. Graham took a nasty fall there. I think